여자친구야 어쩜 뭐 할까.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jennifer. I do hope that you stick around, but more than anything, if you're watching this video and you know what, I know we haven't gotten into the details of the video, but I would really appreciate it if you just took a few seconds to actually smash that like button on the bottom. Please, just a few seconds before we get into a video, just smash that like button. I'll really appreciate it, and the algorithm will also thank you. So today we're basically talking about money talk. I've never done this video before, but I've really been inspired by some of the videos that Selvin they've been doing, and I actually watch a lot of those videos, and I thought, you know what, let me actually do one this time around, because I wanted to do my payday routine, but on the 15th I had to go to KZN, and trying to do a payday routine after your payday, after you've gotten paid and you've paid for everything, just doesn't sound authentic. So I've decided that, you know what, rather than to do that, let me actually talk about how my finances have been going this month. For people who are just finding me on this video, I think you wouldn't know, but then I do a lot of personal financial videos, so budget with me, plan with me type of videos, and I also talk about my investments and my investment strategies. And then I also do lifestyle content where I bring you along in my day-to-day life of me working a 9 to 5, and then I also do career talks there and there. So this is like an extension to my monthly resets, because I do my monthly resets every month, and I did one for April, and I did a budget for that. But then I wanted to do this money talk because April has just been something else for me. It has just been something else. And it made me realize that what type of a person that I am. So how has April been going? April for me has been crazy. It hasn't been the month that I thought it would be. You know, that month where you get more money than what you normally get, but then it goes south? That's just one of the months for me. That's just one of the months. First thing, my TV broke, so I had to pay 1.5 to get it fixed, or I had to go and pay 5,000, 6,000 to get a new one, and I wasn't gonna do that, and so I decided to actually pay the 1.5 to get it fixed. Now, where did that come from? My pocket. It came from my pocket, an unbudgeted expense that just came about. Like, if there are so many unbudgeted expense that came out this April. Already I was over budget. When you watch my monthly research for April, you realize that I was over budget. I didn't mention that, but I wasn't worried because it was like 300. But the things that I had to pay for this month were just too much. They took me out of budget, and they made me feel uneasy, and I felt like I wasn't the planner that I am. And me, whenever things take me out of my plan and out of my comfort zone, especially because I'm a person that wants to make plans, and the plans must make sense. And then all of a sudden, if there aren't any plans, I feel like I'm just flying blind. And that for me gives me so much anxiety. So I've been experiencing a lot of anxiety this month, and actually these days lately, because I was realizing that things were not going the way that I wanted them to go, or the way that I would prefer them to go on a month-to-month basis. So as I said, my TV broke, just stopped working. It stopped responding to power, so when I would plug it in, it would just not respond. So I had to get that fixed. I called someone in the house to come and fix it. They fixed it, but then it was 1.5 that I had to pay for, and I had to take it out of my pocket. I didn't take it out of my emergency fund because it's like, it's not an emergency. That one done. It's the holidays come. I had not planned to go anyway. I had not planned to go anywhere, and that's because I was looking at my finances and thinking, you know what, I'm not going anywhere. There's no need for me to go anyway. And also with the rains in KZN, I was just like, you know what, yeah. My partner comes and says, we're going to KZN. Now, if he's going to KZN and Nomcebo is going to KZN, that means that I must go to KZN. Now, because I decided that I'm not going to stay the entire week in KZN, because for me, it was never something that I planned for myself, and I was not going to go home. So the second best plan for me was to come back. So I had to buy a ticket for 440 to come back, a bus ticket to come back here. Now we left on a Friday, I came back on a Saturday. That is how crazy it was. I left, came back on a Saturday. I paid 430 there for a bus ticket to come back here. Also, I really wanted to touch on unexpected expenses that just popped up on me this month. So I had to buy the ticket, I had to come back. Me, from Bosman Station to my place, I had to get a cab, I had to request a cab. That's money, you know, that's money that was unplanned for. And I came here. So all of that, when you top it out, when you top it over and above me not getting me being over budget initially, it already takes me way over budget to a point whereby the expenses that I wanted to pay for, the medical expenses that I wanted to pay for, I couldn't pay for them because I'm just like, with which money, you know? And then also I went and got 2 of my wisdom teeth. Good thing that now it's done, it's down, but I got 2 of my wisdom teeth removed and it was a full-on procedure, and I had to pay an additional of 200 above my medical aid to the place that I did my operation. And then I had to buy medication. Some of them I had to buy off my pocket while I have medical aid njalo. All of these, they're taken from a person who's already over budget. Where was I getting money to service all these things when I was over budget? Remember, I said that the stokvel is rotating to me. Now we do a stokvel of 2,000 and then it's 5 of us. So that means that in that month where it's rotating to you, get 10,000. Now, this stokvel, okay, firstly, it was the 2,000, my 2,000. Yes, it was there. It was able to cover some of these expenses. And then my partner's 2,000 was able to cover some of the expenses. And also I was able to do some things, and I still have some of the money left. But then the rest I didn't receive until like when I'm doing this video, I got it yesterday. And then the rest of the money I'm gonna get end of the month. So it's not like I know that, you know what, le mali le iyangena same time, and then I know where to put it. So because of that, it put me in a situation where now ngathi ngconzula ngivala la, and I hate that life. I hate that life. Like right now, for those medical expenses, I have to withdraw from my emergency fund. I don't like that. I don't like touching my emergency fund, but it's necessary. I'd rather take my emergency fund than go take from the credit card money that is not mine. So I have to take from my emergency fund. I have to withdraw that money to pay for these medical expenses because I don't have that money, you know? Even though I'm going to get this money end of the month. However, there's something that has came up that I've decided that I'm going to do. So April, guys, I don't want to lie. It has just been something else, something that I didn't expect. But you know what? We'll roll with the punches. We keep it going, you know, we keep it going. Now, the medical option that I have is the cheapest one. And so it doesn't cover 100% of anything. So I always have to pay for additional. So I think what I've decided to do is that, because I need to get into a mindset that as much as I have a medical aid, but I also don't have it, you know. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to start a sinking fund. I'm going to start with a small amount, a minimum of 250 per month, but I'm going to start a sinking fund specifically for my medical expenses. So let's say, for instance, I go to a doctor, I get something done, and then they say you have to pay additional because the medical aid doesn't cover this. I go to a hospital and then they say you have to pay this additional because your medical aid doesn't cover this. I go to a pharmacy and then they say your medical aid is going to pay for this portion of the medication, but then you have to pay for the rest. I need to have money for those things. I know that I don't need a lot of money, but I need to have some sort of a fund. So if I can start with 250 every month, then when I know that when I go to replenish my prescription, I have money, then I can take from there instead of always thinking that I have to budget for this money, you know, because end of the day, my salary is not going up. I have to make sure that I pre-plan for these things. So I've decided that I'm going to have an not an emergency fund. I'm going to have a sinking fund for medical expenses. I think it's just wise of me. I've forgotten her name. I'm going to put her name down here. Here on the screen. I saw her, she was talking about her investments and savings, and she talked about a medical a medical sinking fund. Even though I have a medical aid, I need a sinking fund, and that is because I've realized that I've been paying a lot lately while I have a medical aid. And when I pay for those things, I have to pay out of my pocket. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. Or what I'll do is, because on my medical aid, guys, how cheap is my medical aid? I pay 400 and something. So what I'll do is, the same amount of money that I contribute towards my medical aid is going to be the same amount that I'm going to put in my medical aid sinking fund. I think that's going to help me a lot, because if I can have about 4,000 or 5,000 of a sinking fund sorted, and it does not have to reach a specific target. My goal is to make sure that I match what I'm paying for the medical aid, I match it also on my sinking fund, so that if anything happens, I know that I have this money that I can use to pay for whatever comes regarding my medical expenses. So that is my goal. I don't know how that's gonna go, but that's my goal. I'm gonna see when I'm doing my monthly research for May if that's gonna be possible. I'll do that with you guys, and then we'll do the sinking funds as well. Also, there are other sinking funds. Another sinking fund that I want to do, I don't think I wrote it in one of these journals, but I will do it when I actually do my monthly research. I think I'm going to start having some sinking funds also. So yeah, that is the issue regarding my medical costs, the things that I have been paying for randomly there and there, and how everything just took me out of my budget. And then the last thing that I also wanted to talk about is remember I said there's some money that is going to come to me end of the month for the stokvel, for the people that are getting paid end of the month. Now, that money I could have easily used to cover all of these things. However, I've decided that I want to do some work in this house. I want to renovate my house. I've been here for I got here 2020 when COVID started, and it's been over 2 years that I've been here. So I'm thinking that, you know what, it's time for me to renovate. So I'm going to be doing some work in this house. So today I'm going to go to builders. Get quotations for all the things that we need, and then see if I'm going to be able to start any of the projects end of this month. But there's a possibility that end of this month there's a project that's going to start. So one of those projects is going to require me to take all of this money actually that I'm going to get end of the month and use towards that. So that is the plan as well. So that's why I can't use that money. That's why I decided that for the medical expenses, let me just take from my emergency fund and actually pay for that. But then for these other projects, end of the month, I'll take from there. And then when I get paid in May, I'm actually going to budget. I'm going to do it with you. So we're going to have just the normal budget, the month-to-month budget. And then we're going to have this one budget for the renovations. Because my budget for renovations is about 15,000, the things that I want to do, because I want to change the tiles. I also want to plaster the walls in the bedrooms. So when I'm looking at everything, when I'm roughing it up, it's going to be around 15,000. That is my total budget, So we'll see. I'll budget with you. I will show you guys how I'm going about it. Because I really want to make sure that I stick to the budget. Or even if I don't stick to a budget, but I have a plan and it makes sense, because even though I'm renovating here, I still have to continue with the sinking fund for building. I still have to continue with that fund. Come rain or sunshine, that sinking fund must always continue. And we reached the milestone of 40K this month, and I want to take it to 50K in May, and then hopefully in June we'll take it to 60K. So as much as I'm renovating here, I really want to keep the cost low, but then also do something for this house, because this house does need a lot of work. It does need a lot of work, but it also needs a lot of chankuras that I cannot, not that I can't afford to do it, but there are other things that are taking away from that as well. So that is how my month has been going. Oh, I didn't even mention nails were also an unexpected expense that I decided to do for myself. I did not budget for it, so I want to see if I can budget for it. So this month has been crazy. It has been crazy. I've been over budget. I've been taking here and closing here, taking here and closing here, and it has been giving me so much financial anxiety. And I don't like financial anxiety because I come from poverty. I come from a place of not having enough. So whenever I feel like I don't have enough now, I get so much anxiety and I worry because I never want to run out of money. And also I don't feel like I don't want to ever feel like I don't have control over my finances and the things that are happening in my life. That is why I plan. I don't plan because I like to plan because it's my personality, but I plan because it gives me so much peace of mind. It gives me structure. Every time I spend money that was not planned for, I have an issue. That's where I have an issue. Like, I don't have a problem with spending, but can it be planned for? Can I know that it's planned for? Because if it's not planned for, then I'm gonna worry. I'm not gonna be happy when I'm paying for that. So that is why I've decided that a medical aid sinking fund is a best thing that I can do for myself, because it's something that I know that it's something that I've encountered for a while now and I can plan for now. And if I have it planned for in terms of money set aside, then if something like that arises, I don't have to feel bad because I know that I'm taking from something that is planned for. The word here, guys, is planned. Planned. That's the word. That's how I go about it. It has to be planned for. If it's not planned for, it gives me anxiety. It gives me anxiety. So that is what I wanted to talk about when it comes to my April. I will do my May research because we are about to start May, and the 1st of May is my birthday, and already I have not even put it in my mind that 1st of May is my birthday. I'm supposed to put that in my mind so that I can plan for it. I can say, okay, if my birthday is approaching, even though I know that I'm not going to be doing anything, but then there might be some things that I want to do or get for myself. I need to plan for that. So I'm going to try my best that when I'm doing my May research, I make sure that I take into account everything, everything. Yeah. With that being said, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video, even though I know that it's just me talking about my finances. Just wanted to tell you that even though I budget with you, I plan with you, sometimes the plan may just go out the window. And so I really wanted to share this other side of my finances, because this does happen once in a while, but it's not often. I will go 4 months without deviating from my plans, and then there will be just that 1 month that will just sneak up on me, and it's the month that has a lot of holidays normally. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Please take care and stay safe. Bye.